Nick Compton fell one short of 100 against his former county, but Somerset still have the upper hand going into the final day of their LV County Championship match against Middlesex in Taunton. The home side resumed on 202 for 3, just 44 runs behind on first innings, and a big lead looked possible as Compton and Craig Keyswetter continued to add to their half-centuries made on the previous evening. Their partnership for the fourth wicket was soon into three figures, and they looked well set to put their side into a match-winning position. The pair's styles complemented each other well. Compton was the more obdurate of the two, just occasionally blooming with shots such as this. Middlesex have battled well throughout this contest, but have missed the odd chance. Keyswetter should have been run out on 6, and on 76, Compton was dropped at slip by David Milan, surprising no one more than the batsman himself. Compton could also have been run out on 81 by Neil Dexter, and such misses were proving to be costly as he and his partner took their partnership to 152, by which time Somerset already had a 9-run lead. Middlesex then could have been batted into submission, but instead Milan made up for his drop by taking this edge off Keyswetter off the bowling of Corey Collymore with the second new ball at 255 for 4. Keyswetter was out for 83, and that brought in Josh Buttler, who was soon playing his shots. Crucially though, Middlesex kept plugging away and were rewarded when, first, Buttler was bowled by Tim Murtagh for 14, and then when Murtagh repeated the dose with the help of a big edge to remove Peter Trigo for 12. Somerset had not put their foot down on their opponents as they'd hoped to do, and now they had a lead of only 52 with 6 men back in the pavilion. The big wicket was now the one of Compton's, who moved into the 90s against the county he played for 6 seasons before his move to the West Country. Somerset have a strong lower middle order, and so Compton could still bat as he had been, while Craig Macheda helped him towards his 100 at the other end. Macheda is one of a crop of talented youngsters at Somerset's disposal, and he looked in good early season touch here as he helped take the total along to 333 for a lead of 87. Compton looked nailed on for his ton, but on 99 he simply couldn't believe what he did, pulling Toby Rowland-Jones to Chris Rogers at mid-wicket. It brought an end to a 6.5-hour innings in which he'd faced 312 balls. Boosted by that, Middlesex then removed Vernon Philander, who was bowled by Collymore for 2, and the former Sussex man then had George Dockrell held by Ollie Rayner at slip with his very next ball. And just after the 350 had been brought up with a slice of luck for Macheda, he was snaffled by Milan for 37 off Rowland-Jones. Somerset hadn't batted for as long as they might have done, but had at least fashioned a very useful lead of 104, and their seamers were now ready to attack. It was the expected difficult start for Middlesex second time around. Sam Robson avoided the pair but had some fortune in doing so, while Joe Denley, the pick of Middlesex's batsmen in their first dig, kept Vernon Philander at bay with some difficulty. However, having made just 9, he fell to Steve Kirby, leg before the decision to end an opening stand of 27. Robson was just beginning to ease into his game in partnership with Chris Rogers, having been dropped in the slips, when bad light drove the players off early, and then rain arrived so they weren't to return later. So Middlesex will go into the final day on 38 for 1 in their second innings, with Robson on 24 and Rogers on 5, and that means they still trail by 66 and need to bat for a couple of sessions still to put the game beyond Somerset.